Hi everyone, I'm going to talk to you today about dog-to-dog reactivity, which is an extremely common behavior, unfortunately. What do I mean when I say dog reactivity? I like to use this term rather than aggression, as it is more descriptive of what's going on rather than placing an emotion behind it, which is sometimes unknown at first. Dog reactivity simply means that a dog barks, growls, lunges, or snaps at other dogs. Here's a video of a dog-reactive dog. The other dog is out of frame to the right.
You are gonna bark at Phil. What are you doing, Poppy? Bella. Woo, Finley, look at Finley got some teeth on her. Okay. Al.
Before getting into what we're going to do to fix this behavior, I want to talk a bit about why this behavior happens. There are two main reasons that this behavior occurs. The one we see most often is fear. Even if the dog is lunging at the other dog, the root is often fear, especially when on leash. A lot of dogs learn quickly that they can't run away, so they learn if they bark or growl, it gets them out of the situation. Not many owners continue what they were doing if their dog starts growling. The second cause of this behavior is frustration. This often happens with younger dogs, usually around a year or so of age. These young dogs are so excited to see other dogs that they pull on the leash to get to them. The dog becomes frustrated that they can't get to the other dog as quickly as they want, so after repeated experiences with seeing a dog and being frustrated, they make the association with dogs equaling frustration. Usually the barking starts as frustration from not getting to the other dog, but then it becomes a habit. Whether it's fear or frustration, your dog has made a negative association with other dogs. The first step, no matter where the behavior is coming from, is to actually create a positive association for your dog with seeing other dogs. To do this, we will pair something good, usually a treat or a toy, with just the sight of another dog. We want your dog to learn that dogs make good things happen to them. At this point in the training, for the most part, we don't care about your dog's behavior. When a dog is reacting like this to anything, they are not functioning in a part of their brain where they understand how their behavior is making things happen to them. They simply make the connection with what's in their environment, in this case, dogs, and what's happening to them, and in this case, good things. While we want to start out working with dogs in a setting where they won't react, there's basically no chance of your dog learning that if they bark at dogs, they will get treats. But we do want your dog to know that she's getting good stuff for looking at a dog rather than a tree or a parked car. Since it's almost impossible to get a treat into the reactive dog's mouth at the exact moment she's looking at another dog, we must use a tool to help the dog understand why he or she is getting the treat. To help with this timing problem, we want to use a tool called a marker. What a marker does is indicate to the dog the exact behavior we like. So the dog performs a behavior, we give the marker at that time, and then we have a moment to get the reward to the dog. There are two main types of markers that I recommend, and both have their pros and cons. The first is the clicker. One of the benefits of the clicker is it's the same sound no matter who uses it, so the dog gets used to it very quickly. Another has been in research that it shows that that sound that the clicker makes actually triggers muscle memory in a variety of animals. One of the main problems with the clicker is that many of us will forget it or lose it when we're actually ready to do the training. It also makes it a little bit harder when you're out for a walk because you have to use your hands to use it. The second option is called a verbal marker. One of the benefits of a verbal marker is that you always have it with you. It's your voice. One of the drawbacks is that if you have multiple handlers of a dog, different people in the family working with the dog, different voices make different sounds. So it takes a little bit longer for your dog to understand that no matter what the sound is, it means good things are going to happen to them. Also, dogs have typically a hard time picking out words that have meaning to them. If you're anything like me, and I tend to talk to my dog quite a bit, it's hard for them to figure out what words mean something to them and they should respond to, and what are just us talking about our day and going on about things that have happened to us that our dog doesn't need to pay attention to. Usually we use yes as a verbal marker, but it doesn't matter what the word is as long as it fits in these 3 criteria. It should be 1 syllable so it can capture a quick behavior. It should be something that makes sense to you so it comes out quickly in the moment. And it should be something we don't say very often. I do find that dogs that do some training with the clicker and then go on to a verbal marker understand the concept better than those that start out with a verbal marker. So if you can try a clicker even for a few weeks and then introduce the verbal marker, it can help a lot. So here's what we're going to teach your dog. First, we're going to teach them that the marker means good things are going to happen to them. So marker equals treats. To do this, you will simply click or say yes, pause, and then pop a treat in your dog's mouth. When you initially do this, it should be in a calm environment so your dog can make the association more easily. Also, if you're using the clicker, do not click right in the dog's face. Your dog will eventually love to hear that sound, but at first, before they've made the connection, it can be a startling noise. After we've taught them this, that the marker means good things are going to happen, then we will start giving the marker when they just look at a dog. To do this, when another dog is in even your dog's field of vision, you will start watching your dog. As soon as their nose points in the direction of the other dog, whether they react or not, you will give the marker and then pop a treat in their mouth. As long as your dog's nose is pointed in the direction of the other dog, you can continue marking and giving treats. After a period of time, your dog will understand that when they look at a dog, the marker happens, which means they get a treat. So if a marker equals good, in this case treat, and the marker happens when your dog looks at another dog, then your dog will learn that other dogs are good because good things happen to them. So here's a little video of the timing of the exercise. Again, the dog is out of frame, but just simply watch when the dog I'm holding, the one that's in frame, looks in the direction of the other dog, and when I click and pop a treat in her mouth. Sounds pretty easy, right? It's a little bit tougher in real life, so here are some helpful hints. So what if my dog barks, growls, or lunges? Just calmly move them back 10 feet from the dog and try again. What if my dog won't take the treat? That usually means they're a little stressed out, so same thing, calmly move them back 10 feet from the dog and try again. Another option is, what if my dog keeps looking at me? Smile at your dog and tell them how great they are, but no treats. Treats for now only happen when they look at other dogs. This is ultimately where we want to get to teaching your dog not to worry about other dogs and pay attention to you, but we need to replace all those negative experiences with some positive ones. So the real good stuff only happens when they're looking at other dogs. So is this all we do for this kind of behavior? For some dogs, yes, but for most, we need to give them something else to do. Some of them, we just need to replace these negative experiences with positive ones, but other dogs tend to overthink the situation a little bit too much, so we need to give them other things to do. So for most dogs, you will need the guidance of a professional trainer to take you through the future steps of training. As I mentioned, over the years, your dog has learned this unwanted behavior very well, otherwise you wouldn't be watching this video. It's going to take a lot of work to teach them that dogs mean good stuff rather than bad, so go out and find some dogs to get started with. Again, this is a good way to get started, but since every dog is different in their threshold and responses, we highly recommend working with a professional trainer. Please see our website if you are in the Chicago area for referrals. We can also help find a skilled trainer in your area if you're outside of Chicagoland, so feel free to contact us. Also, please like, comment, and subscribe to keep up with any future videos.